Hey guys, thanks for whacking on that thumbnail. This weekend I saw Mad Max Fury Road, starring Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. And guys, this is with the K review. I'm Victor, and I just got something real serious here, just for one moment. I would like to give a personal thing to Hollywood here, because obviously they watch my show. I would love Hollywood to do me a favor. Could you please stop trying to make Charlize Theron ugly? You cannot do it. You can shave her head, you can make her fugly, but you cannot make this woman ugly at all.
With a K review. It's VIC?
No, it's with a K.
Oh.
Now, before I get into this movie, I really want you guys to go check out a friend of mine. His name is Andrew, and he runs the channel Nerdmerized. He does updates for DC, Marvel, other movies, all sorts of things. He even does character breakdowns. He did one for me with Solomon Grundy. So if you guys could please go and see his channel, you can click up there or click down in the description. If you want to check it out, tell him With a K Review sent you. And now, let's get to this movie. So for the past couple of months, I've been really looking forward to Mad Max Fury Road. It has some of my favorite actors in it. It has Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. And I can say this much about the movie. It is amazing. And I know you've heard like every other reviewer out there really talking up this movie. And a lot of people that have gone and seen it, they've been like, this movie is amazing. And it really is. You have car chases, you have explosions and car chases and explosions, and Charlize Theron's head is shaved. And just as a side note on that, she actually shaved her head for that role, and she had to wear a wig when she was doing that movie A Million Ways to Die in the West that, flopped really bad. And her character in this movie, Furiosa, is one of the best, strongest female leads that I think that I've seen in a movie in a long, long, long time. She does a really good job interacting with Tom Hardy, and she has this really cool mechanical arm, and I just think that her character in this movie is one of the things that actually really drives this movie. Yes, pun intended. And the other thing that actually really does get this movie to keep going is also Tom Hardy's character, Max. And he is suffering from like PTSD, and I don't want to give away what he's actually suffering throughout the entire movie, and I don't want to give away a lot of the plot of this movie, because a lot of people, mostly the professional critics, have said that there is not a lot of plot in this movie. And I can tell you this much. There is a plot in this movie. It is there. It's right there. I can't tell you anything about it because I enjoyed trying to figure it out. After I got done seeing this movie, I really had to piece together a lot of the things that were happening in the film, because there's so many little small things that are done with all the characters, like Nicholas Holt's character. He is just like this really complex type of guy who switches allegiances and then switches back, and then he has all these things that he's going through in the movie. And you even have one person in this movie who actually really surprised me, and that was Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, who was in the Transformers movie. But she actually does an incredibly good job in this movie. She's part of these wives that are stolen by Furiosa from Imortan Joe, who just kind of looks like, Skeletor crossed with Bane and just looks all sorts of jacked up. What's really cool about that character is that the actor who plays Imortan Joe, he was actually in the previous Mad Max movies. I think his name was like Toe Cutter. I'll have his thing down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. But he does an incredible job as a villain in this movie. He's sadistic. He helps drive everything. Yeah, I'm going to keep using that because it's just going to keep being funny. But along with his character, there are a lot of other things that are really awesome in this movie. This movie was actually shot 80% of it was practical effects. That means only 20% of this movie was using CGI, and that's pretty amazing. And also what's amazing is after this movie ended, I was awestruck. There was so much action, so many awesome things. I turned around to the guy who was in back of me, and I asked him, I was like, what do you think of this movie? And this was his response. It was basically a Michael Bay movie. And my polite response was this: go fuck yourself. Seriously, my response was this: I'm sorry. I didn't realize how this worked. And to be honest, this movie does have a lot of explosions in it, and this movie does have a lot of car chases in it. It's basically a 2-hour movie with cars trying to kill each other. It's kind of like Twisted Metal Black. But you know what? It's all pretty awesome. I mean, I could really start to go through this movie and kind of pick it apart just a little bit, but to be honest, with a movie like this, when the director goes out of his way to really try to give us a beautiful picture that's beautifully shot with all weird characters and all these little subplots in the movie that he tries to bring out, but there's just so much action in the movie, you forget about the plot, not because it's not important, but because there's just so many things exploding on the screen. So really, I wanted to give this movie a 9,000 review, but there is just a lot of times in this movie that you do get oversaturated with all the vehicular manslaughter and stuff like that, and it really sucks. I really feel like doing this review and not giving this movie over 9,000 makes me an old man. I really hope that's not the picture that I think it is, but it probably is. So what I have to say to you guys is if you've enjoyed the previous Mad Max movies and you want to go see a movie that's literally, probably, more than likely going to get you pregnant, go see... It'll be like that movie Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You guys really do need to go see this movie because it is a cinematic achievement. This movie, I'm going to give it an honorable over 9,000 rating. It's not going to go all the way over 9,000, but this movie gets an honorable mention as an over 9,000 movie. Go see it in theaters. Go see it in 3D because it actually does help with a lot of the scenery and a lot of the close-up stuff in the movie. And I'm going to say when it comes out on video, make sure that you rent this for any amount of money. And when it comes streaming, this goes above #1. It goes beyond #1. This movie, you need to see it to believe it, and you need to see Tom Hardy do his best. And yeah, as always, thanks guys for watching my review. I do appreciate all the viewers and subscribers that I do have. Make sure to whack me right here if you want to subscribe to my channel. Whack up there if you want to see any of my past reviews. Even a little whacked out comment below and let me know, what is your favorite George Miller movie? And you know what? I want you guys to know something. He directed and helped to write Happy Feet 1, 2, and Babe, Pig in the City, and The Witches of Eastwick. Wrap your mind around those four. Anyway, guys, yeah, never forget, if you don't like what you're watching, you can always turn it off. But thanks for coming back and seeing me, because we had a lovely day. See you guys. Bye.